Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to part 33 of my look at seasons. And if you are returning, welcome back. And Star is still on the hunt for the Sims I've added to the world to see whether one of them might be a potential love interest for her. So we left everybody at home and we came over to one of the lots that I placed some of them on. So hopefully we'll have more luck and they will actually be home, unlike when we went to the Crawfords to her parents in the last part, where the only one we needed to meet wasn't there. We may try going back there, we'll see. So we do have a puppy in this house, so we're going to do a friendly introduction. I didn't check what his traits were, so I don't know whether friendly is going to work. He's active, adventurous, and jumpy. So let's come knock on the door. And this is actually the house I used, or that I built and used in my house one of my Drifter challenge. I needed a lot because all the houses were full, so I had to find somewhere to put some Sims. And these Sims were created by like the group of people that I mentioned and have the notes down below in the comments section. So if I can remember, I know this one is made by Lisabeesims, Lorenzo Ricci. If I'm pronouncing that properly. I do not remember for sure everybody who did them, but everybody's names and who their creators are will be down below. So he is creative, active, and romantic. I did try to do another a club because Joel has a club that I had used and I took a lot of people out, so there was room to add more, but none of these Sims were turning up in that club, like as an option to join the club, which is why I thought I would just come and try and hunt them down on my own. So she's seems to be getting along. So we're going to we can offer gratitude to Lorenzo. That must be obviously from a parenthood trait. So we're going to brighten day, but let's come introduce ourselves to the rest. So here we have, let me pause so he's not moving on me. We have Michael Brutus. I think it's his dog that we did an introduction to. So we're going to do a cheerful introduction to Michael. Hopefully, oh no. Oh, Mason's off to work. I thought someone in this house was off to work. I'm like, that's okay. Mason can go to work. And he's working working hard by default because of his responsible trait. So here we go. We're going to do... And he's active, genius, and a dog lover, which makes sense since he has a dog. We're going to discuss fitness techniques. So I don't know that we have a lot in common with Michael, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, you know. So, but we became good friends with Lorenzo. Did we have anything in common with Lorenzo? Deep conversation. We can ask about career. Let's double check. Romantic, active, and creative. We're both creative. So we do have that in common. So Lorenzo is not employed. I was actually thinking of coming in and like setting them all up with jobs and having those be things that were requirements for the club, just to try and find them. But I thought it was easier just to try and go over to their own homes and try and track them down. And let's go introduce ourselves to Colt McGowan over here too. So we will see. So they're all young adults. It looks like our little puppy, Tiberius, does not like the computer, I think. So he's romantic, outgoing, and self-assured. Yeah, so all those traits were ones that I was using for the club. Oh, he's going underneath the... But, I don't know, so we can do a heartfelt compliment. She doesn't actually really seem to be that, you know, romantically inclined with any of them. So I think if anyone has any preferences, we're going to go back to her parents to see whether the one Sim that's staying there, if we can meet him. And then I do have one other Sim who has a couple of toddlers in the world. So I'm going to try and see whether we can go visit him, whether he'll be there too. But perhaps we'll have more luck if we go on our own and not with the whole club. And she has the incredibly friendly trait, as well as she has the polite attribute or trait that she got from I'm assuming they're all unemployed. Because, I mean, I just added them to the world. So unless they came with jobs, I wouldn't think they would have any jobs. So we don't want to go too late, so we can't really stay here very much later, because otherwise it'll be a problem and people will be asleep and they probably won't like us coming over. So we're gonna say goodbye to everybody and head on over to one of the other 2 Sims homes to see if we can meet them. So I'll be back when we get there. Okay, so we're in one more house. This is, and I may mess up his name, it's Claret Rhodolite, and we're going to do a cheerful introduction. This house is actually the house that... Oh, maybe we can't do that. We have to knock on the door first. We're going to knock on the door. This house is the house that Mason actually lived when he was a little boy. It's his grandparents' house, but they've moved to a different version of it in the that's in their neighborhood. And a slightly upgraded version that's been moved to their neighborhood. So he's cheerful, family-oriented, and creative. Also night, and of course he has two toddlers, so I don't know if I want to hang around here very long, because I don't know that the toddlers are going to really get looked after very well when we're not here. When we're here and they're not, us, and we can't. She really likes to offer gratitude to everybody. So, like I said, his traits were cheerful, creative, family-oriented, and let's see whether we can find out his career. And then we're going to head back over to her parents' house, there it is, and see whether we can meet our final sim that was added to the world, the one that we went to try and meet in the last part, but had no luck. So we became good friends with Claret, and we'll discuss the latest book. But let's see whether or not the game managed to give him a job. I'm kind of thinking probably not, just because there's a lot of Sims in this world, and the jobs are kind of already taken. I think they only give so many jobs out to Sims. But I don't really see a response on that, and it's not really that important. Or maybe I missed what it was. Maybe it came up and I didn't see it. Oh, yes, he's a stay-at-home dad, of course, because that is a thing. So, the one thing that I had heard with the update that's coming before Get Famous comes out is that we're going to have the option to register our Sims as self-employed. I'm really interested to find out more about that, because that is actually something I've been wanting for a very long time, because a lot of times my Sims do just do things at home and make money at home, and they don't actually go and get jobs. So I kind of like that option. And I've been wanting something like that, because you could do something similar in Sims 3. Though in Sims 3 you would actually go and register, and then they would have goals to get promotions based on how much you sold and whatever the career that you went in. So you could actually get promoted with it. But anything is good. I'm happy just to have any option of being self-employed, even if there's no levels or anything associated with it. But I'm going to take her now over to her parents' house. Fingers crossed it's not too late and I don't get upset. But I will be back when we get over there. So we're over here. I'm having her knock on the door. It's actually quite cool, which is kind of surprising given how late it is in the spring season. So there's her dad. And are we going to have any luck with the sim? It was showing that he was supposed to be here. So the question is he actually here? And I did give him a job, but I don't remember what job I gave him. No, that's Dax. Oh, there he is. Here we go. We're going to come Miles Scott. We're going to do cheerful introduction over to him. So there we go. So then we can find out about him. One of the advantages of actually meeting them this way is that we actually get all their traits. So he's a music lover, creative, and gloomy. And we are going to brighten his day. And we're going to ask about his career, because I can't remember who. Well, if he's a music lover, I think I put him in the entertainer career with the idea that he would become a musician. That was sort of my goal. So we can give him some parenting tips, but she's actually not doing very well, so I think we're going to have to take her back home and hopefully rally the troops so she gets in better shape. But I am going to... So again, he is gloomy, a music lover, and creative. So we have the being creative in common, but they don't need to have anything in common. So while he has something in common, it doesn't matter that some of the others don't have anything in common with her. That's okay. So I'm going to take her back home now that we have managed to meet everybody. It is really late, so we probably shouldn't be hanging out for very long. And we'll sort of perhaps have a club gathering briefly to see whether or not we can get the rest of the traits of some of the club members, because we don't have the traits of all of them. And then I'm going to put it up if anybody has any preferences between any of them. We will just actually try and pursue one of them on Love Day itself, which will be in the next part. But let's take her back home and see whether we can have some of the club members come over and learn some more of their traits so that we know hopefully as much as we can about everybody so we can help make that decision. So I'll be back when she gets home. So Star's back home. I started just a regular club gathering because I want her to rally the troops because she is very tired. So we need her needs to get up. She also needs to have a shower. But once we have got her needs up a little bit, I'm going to start one of her single club gathering, like I mentioned, because we want to learn or try to learn the traits of everybody in the club, which we didn't get because she didn't have, see, that didn't really go. Her energy was very, very low, so that didn't really work very well. So, and I'm going to see, does she have some waterfall? She does. So I'm just going to have her use this to try and clean up quickly because I'm all about getting this done quickly. And then we're going to have her do her singles fun club and start a gathering because, like I said, we don't know everybody's traits. So we don't know Caden's traits. Aaron's we learned, Nicole's we know, Nicholas we're missing one, and Dax we're missing them all. So let's start a gathering and see whether we can learn anything from the rest of them. And hopefully everybody's in an okay shape. Well, we already know, of course, Nicole's the first one to come and we know her traits. It's kind of funny that it allows us to move in a sim when our house is full, and I don't have any mods in my game, so I think it would just come up and say, you know, that the house was full and I wouldn't be able to do it, but I don't remember that being a thing. So let me actually talk to Dax, because we don't know anything about Dax's. She's level 6 of charisma. All her talking to everybody has helped her with that. So we're going to go over here and try and, like I said, I asked about his career. I expect he doesn't have one, but, you know, I may as well ask. Deep conversation. Where are you going, Dax? Actually, let's take a look at their club details. We're going to add something I don't usually add, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm going to add drink coffee was a suggestion. So we'll see that. I don't even know if we have a coffee maker. I can't remember. Let's go. Let's center in on the lot and take a look. Oh, and I think for, oh yes, I do actually have a coffee. I have this right here. Make drinks. Oh, we can't make drinks for everyone, though, unfortunately. Okay, Joel, I guess you're getting all set up for Singles Day. Do we still have? It is still Love Day. Love Singles Day. Love Day. Not Singles Day. Someone needs to give the dog a bath because we were off the lot for a long time. So whenever you come back, your dogs need a bath, unfortunately. Yeah, that's always a kind of a nuisance. It's the same sort of like if you're not playing with a sim, the same thing happens. Okay, lunch break for Mason. He has 30 minutes free. How should he spend it? So he can go to the gym or read blogs for career advice. I'm going to go to the gym. So he breaks out the workspace to break into a quick sweat and relishes in the rewards of a lunch break well spent. It relieves some of his stress and he'll perform better. So he got performance gain small twice. I don't know if that actually means he got two performance gains or not. So come on, my dear. Let's talk to Dax and see if we can learn his traits. We are going to, why don't we just talk about that because that's coming up. The singles fun. I don't really want to tell. I want to learn his traits is what I want to do. And I did ask about career, but I guess we never did actually get there. And as I said, I don't even think that he probably has a career unless it came that way. Because if you actually save a sim to the gallery who's in a job, they keep that job and they keep the oh he does have a job. Oh, of course he does, because Dax is one of the ones that I did So he's a bro. Now that I think about it. He's one of the two because he lives with her parents. Those were the two that I actually put in careers. Joel, why don't you come repair this? You're my handy dandy amongst many of them guy. So you can do the repairing. I'm guessing he must be creative too, because if I put him into and he's self-assured. Well, maybe he's not creative. Maybe that was just his aspiration. I don't really know. Bro, self-assured. So, and we are missing one of Nicholas's traits. Discuss interests. And I don't think we know any of Caden's traits. We're friends with Caden. We just don't know his traits. We'll ask him about his career. And discuss interests. And yes, he got his promotion. So he now is going to have the ability to make food that never spoils. Yes, that was my whole goal. The main goal of me putting him in that career was to get that. So did we learn anything? So we know Caden is nothing. We know nothing about Caden. Nicholas, we didn't learn his unknown trait. Dax, he is creative. So we just learned that just popped up. So let me take a look here and go friendly. It doesn't want me to know his last trait because it's not coming up. And discuss interests. There we go. Would you come sit down? Is anyone coming? And you fixed that TV? Good. Did anyone come make coffee now that I added that to drink coffee? Maybe because it's not made, they're not drinking. I'm not really sure. Hopefully you actually do what I asked in chat. Caden is unemployed. And I really just want to ask for the ones that will learn their traits, which is discuss interests, deep conversation, and so Caden is ambitious. I'm trying to think. Discuss interests, deep conversation, and get to know. That's the other one that will help with learning traits. So we know Dax's traits, so we already got that, and we didn't get that. So we have one of. It's not very good to be unemployed when you're ambitious. I think you need to get yourself a job. And that would be something that will have to happen if we end up with you. So he's a music lover. Okay. So let me look again, as we have a few music lovers. So he is music lover, creative, and a loner. I should check her traits. All I remember is that she is creative. I don't remember her traits. But poor Dax is uncomfortable. That's not good. I wonder why he's uncomfortable. Like because if he's tired, we can't really do much about that other than I can do a little sub gatherings. He's neat. We can rally the troops. And you know why you can rally the troops is because she's in a club that has that interaction. And even though our club doesn't have that interaction, her club with them doesn't have the interaction, it seems to open it up for everybody as long as you're in a club that has it. I don't usually take advantage of it, but since I'm kind of on a time constraint in that we're trying to learn everybody's traits before singles day actually starts. So we have one more trait. If we can get Caden's before we end this part, that would be good. But we know he is neat and ambitious. That's what we have found out. And he is a bookworm. So our traits have I don't know them all because I cannot remember them all. But at least for the club members, we have Nicole is romantic, active, and a geek. I assume she's unemployed. Nicholas is a music lover, creative, and a loner. Dax is creative, bro, and self-assured. Caden is neat, ambitious, and a bookworm. And Aaron is neat, creative, and a foodie. And I did go over the other traits when we went and met them. So if anyone thinks any of them, because she seems to have no preference herself, if anyone has a preference, let me know down below. Otherwise, I might just give them all a number and pull a number out of the hat to figure out which one I picked for her. Because I will have to have made the decision by the next part. But And of course, Mason got his promotion, so he has now completed. Let's just tick that off over here under food. So he'll have both those completed. He has completed the Master Chef aspiration, and he has 58,000 aspiration points or satisfaction points, whatever. And he has now that fresh chef trait, which I like a lot. But like I said, the main thing is if anyone has a preference for any of the people we have met for star, let me know down below. And if I don't, get, a clear winner chosen, then I'm just gonna assign them all a number and pick a number out of a hat, and that's the one she's gonna make some romantic overtures with in the next part, because it's going to be a love date in the next part. But that is going to be it for this part. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.